Hello, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That is Dan. And today we welcome to the studio for the first time ever. Say hello to Paul and Jake from LANY.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Hello, happy to be here.
This is it's been I met you, I feel like on New Year's Eve for the first time.
I was going to bring it up. I think you gave me COVID.
What? I gave you COVID?
No, I'm joking.
But
I did get COVID after that.
I mean, dude, we're at a house
party.
party.
Were we all getting COVID after that?
I probably did. No.
It wasn't New Year's Eve.
No, I remember just being very depressed because I was in a really bad place at the time because we had found out literally 2 days later that we weren't returning to FM radio. And
which, by the way, seems to be a blessing.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
It's worked out.
Yeah.
The whole landscape's changed. It kind of changed perfectly, perfect timing for you.
Literally parallel to that whole thing. And then, that was a weird, 2022 is a weird year.
Yeah, we'd been in the house a long time. It felt like it was time to get out. We went on a whole tour. There was 4 people on tour in 2021, and it was us, Harry Styles, and 2 other people. I don't know. But we managed to get through that whole tour not getting COVID. And then I go to this one party, and the next 3 weeks I couldn't taste anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I got COVID after that. I don't know. I forget.
I was just thinking man, I know I've met Zach, and I'm pretty sure the last time I seen him was at that party.
I got COVID.
Here's the deal. If I had COVID, I would have known it. So I'm so sorry.
Bro,
but I was also
a terrible way to start
this.
this. Oh my God. I'm joking. You didn't give me COVID.
Let's go back to 2020. Let's go back to 2020 for an hour.
No. I actually want to go to a moment in time in 2024 because there is a near-death experience that actually births the album that we're talking about today, which is your 6th studio album. It's called Soft.
Yeah.
Can you take me back to this Vespa accident?
Yeah. I guess since we're here, we can go into. Sometimes we make a long story shorter, but we haven't done too many of these podcasts, bro.
So you can make a long story the
all the way
wrong or the right amount.
Yeah, it was June 6th, a pretty defining day, so I'm gonna remember it for the rest of my life. I think it was a Wednesday night, and just super normal. We had been in the studio earlier that day working on some stuff. We were home in between different legs of the tour, so we had finished North America, and then we had just played some shows in South America, and we were getting ready to go to Australia and New Zealand. So we were home for a couple weeks and just went to the gym on a Wednesday night, probably 8. I was leaving the gym 8:30 p.m. or something. And I just have a Vespa that I love, and it's easy to park and just whip around if you're going a couple miles from the house. And I just was going through this Santa Monica La Brea intersection, and someone just tried to take a left and didn't see me, and I woke up in an ambulance.
Very common, but also terrifying.
Yeah, it was crazy. It really does slow down. Everything slows down, right before that kind of moment, that impact moment, But I just kind of saw her coming across. I was like, yo, I think I'm about to get hit by a car right now. So I just squeezed, and then I was like, yeah, this is happening. And then I woke up, but I'm fortunate.
So what was wrong? You wake up to what?
Okay, so I woke up getting lifted into the ambulance. So, and then some stranger just shining lights into my eyes, but I was probably unconscious for 20 minutes. I don't know because I don't remember anything. And I wasn't wearing a helmet, which is, of course, even more miraculous, but kind of stupid on my part. But of course, the one time I wasn't wearing a helmet. But yeah, I guess somebody would have gotten out of the car, probably checked to see if I was breathing or still alive. Then they would have called 911. Then they would have waited for the ambulance and the fire truck to get there. They pick you up. And, but yeah.
In this moment, do you feel pain, or are you kind of in shock where your body's just kind of numb to everything that's happening?
I was in shock, but the headache started to come because I broke my face in half here, and then broke my left tibia, and then tore every ligament in my shoulder except for one. But what was kind of amazing is that everything was broken but in place. So they released me from the hospital 5 a.m. that night. I had severe concussion. They kept me there for a while, kept me on IVs and stuff. But they were, they're you can go home, but you shouldn't move because if you walk on your leg, your kneecap is going to fall through your shin bone basically. So
Holy shit.
it was kind of crazy, bro.
What does that teach you about life?
I mean, we could talk about this forever. I mean, to be honest, like the first feeling I had was like God loves me. Like when I woke up in the ambulance, like my dad has a Harley. He goes on like week-long trips. In fact, he was on a 3-week trip with his buddies when I got hit. So my poor mom is at home. Her husband's like on like a 3-week bike trip and I'm in the hospital. So she's probably done with bikes. But yeah, I just felt like I could move my fingers and my toes and I could remember my password to my phone because it's like, I need to call like my family. Someone needs to know that I'm going like, and I remembered the code to get in my phone because the EMT in the back was asking. And yeah, I just felt like, yeah, God loves me because, you know, I feel like that happens a lot and people they don't live or they live, but they have like permanent repercussions or, you know, they're paralyzed or, you know, I've just heard some crazy stories.
Are you fully recovered now?
I am like, I'm like better than ever, low key.
Wow.
Strongest
Yeah.
I've ever seen him.
So how soon after that do you end up making music about it?
So I sat at home for about a month and I just like wrote stuff down and I would start to, I'm not like great at sitting still. Like we had to shout out to our team because we were able to reschedule we were supposed to go to Australia and New Zealand in like 10 days after that. And there was like a little bit of a time where our buddy Steve was like, you'll be fine. We can still pull it off. And I'm like, I like can't walk down the steps yet. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if we're going to Australia or New Zealand. Like, I wish we could. But so we got those shows rescheduled pretty quickly. And then like the doctor's orders was to sit still and try not to move as much. If you are going to move, like carry this crutch and put your weight on this leg so your other leg can heal and stuff like that. But yeah, it was about a month. And then I flew to Kansas, like a small town in Kansas called Sterling, 2,000 people. And there's just a songwriter that I've worked with in the past. Her name is Nicole Gallion. She's just like a big sister to me, honestly. I've really enjoyed the times I've had with her. Felt like she's got a deep well and like really wise and patient and thoughtful. And
Is she in Kansas?
she's in Kansas. That's where she's from.
Really?
Yeah. So I called her up and I was like, hey, I think I want to write some stuff. And obviously, you know what I've just gone through and can I come see you? So I flew out there with Steve and Steve's our, you know, like our guy. And we went out there and we slept in like honestly, like a shack facing a cornfield. And there was like 2 twin beds. So Steve and I shared that room. And then we had our buddy Henry, who I've written some songs with in the past, King Henry. He was in the other bedroom. And then, we spent a week there and we wrote like 4 songs and 2 of them are on the album. One of them's Last Forever.
And that really is about the accident.
Well, it's not necessarily about the accident, but
what
we were
comes
able
from
to like work that little moment into the music video.
Yeah.
I tried to write some songs about getting hit by a car and they're not like, they weren't a vibe.
No, but it's not even about the actual being hit by a car.
Yeah,
It's
they weren't a
about-
vibe.
They're not very uplifting, are they?
Well, it's also like not super relatable, you know, like
But it is about perspective changing, and there's
100%. That's, yeah, totally.
like life is delicate.
Well, Jake, now when do you find out about this whole situation and your life changes completely too? Even though you weren't in the accident, like you're not going on tour now.
Yeah, I know. And when Hezzy's telling the story, my heart's kind of racing. I'm like, well, kind of reliving that. I was actually in Arkansas seeing my family. So I was with my wife and our daughter, and I woke up in the morning and it was just a text from Paul. I was like, hey, got hit by a car. I'm good now. And it was just a picture of him in the hospital and his face was just like so like bloody and jacked. I was just like in shock. I was like kind of like this out of bed, like, wait, what happened? And I was like, Mariah's like, what's going on? It's like, Paul just got hit by a car. And so, but yeah, he was like able to we were able to text back and forth, and he was like, his texts were very normal. So I was like, okay, he's still with it. That's crazy. And I'm amazed that cause you never had surgery, right?
No.
I'm amazed that he kind of walked out there, no
That's crazy,
surgery.
yeah.
I was on the phone with him next day, hey, do you want me to come back home and just hang or something? Cause I feel like for Paul and myself, for each other, we're definitely we'll drop everything to come help and hang. But he was good. He had our boy Steve, we're talking about, come hang at the house. But yeah, I was in shock, and I was just so thankful that he walked out of there and didn't have to have surgery. and now he's like as strong as he's ever been. So I'm like really grateful that he's here and sharp.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, bro.
But you did say that like a part of you died on the road that day. Resentment, unforgiveness,
Yep.
bitterness.
Yeah.
Can you give me some examples of like what you were actually holding on to and what you ended up letting go of?
Yeah, I think when you go through something like that, and I don't want to sound corny, but flip a coin, you live and die when something. I mean, I didn't know. I had to wait like 7 weeks to get the police report just to figure out what actually happened. And so I guess I flew over the car. I was trying to figure it out too because like the way my bike was totaled and like I was trying to guess because I had like handlebar bruises across my thighs. So I was like, okay, I definitely lifted up. But like, yeah, I'm really fortunate because I could have hit my head and just been done or like have still be in a coma or whatever it was. And so I started to just take notice of who I had become or like things that I was holding on to. What are the things that like aren't worth holding on to? And I think like as anyone goes through life, you start to like accumulate hurt and like you experience disappointment and betrayal and just things don't go your way. People hurt you and I think you can like hold on to that kind of stuff. And even if you don't want to and it's not right to, it's still a battle. And like I'm still working through this stuff even today. I'll probably always be fighting for my softness, which is really what I'm getting to. And I feel like I had let a part of me become numb, which I think is really for me the opposite of being emotionally soft, is like this kind of callousness or this state of being numb. But I just was like, man, I want to hold on to my softness. And that was really my big takeaway. I want to leave this earth as soft as I came into it. And so, yeah, that's like why the album art, I'm holding a lamb, which represents all of our softness, our emotional softness, and the struggle and the strength that it takes to like protect it. It's not easy. It's not easy to kind of like forgive. It's not easy to let things go, even when like you have every right to hold on to them and hold that kind of like bitterness or resentment. But yeah, I think it's worth fighting for.
When he kind of, I mean, how do you receive this? Like, how are you even sharing your vision and your creative, all of it with Jake? Like, how does that go down? Or do you just do it? And what's the process like between the two of you?
Oh, well, like I think I've probably been able to refine that answer, like just as I like come to terms with whatever I'm feeling or going through. But I just talk to him about it every step of the way.
Like, all of it.
Yeah. We know how important communicating is, and we know how important just like, because for me, like day one, I know that I feel like my calling in the band, especially like the first thing is the friendship. And so always being strong together. And I love how he's talking about soft. And one of my favorite phrases is something I heard from my father-in-law actually, is that thick skin, soft heart. And I love that because the world can be pretty nasty. So you got to have thick skin to kind of go through it because pain's inevitable, hurt's inevitable. But you can kind of control how you respond to it with like a soft heart, whether it's forgiveness, kindness, generosity. And so I feel like we both, that's a North Star for us as well, kind of living that life out. And so it's fun to do it together.
How does soft that feeling that all of this comes through on the record?
I think like we've always been pretty soft. Like this isn't a new thing. It's not like it's like I think we've always, I think even people could have been critical about our music in the past, like it's too soft. Do you know what I mean? I kind of like leaning into that a little bit more, but I think this album particularly is just a manifestation of an inner softness, if that makes sense. Like it's an outward expression of a inward like heart posture position. So we're not really talking about getting hit by a car and it wasn't my fault and but I forgive you anyways and stuff like that. It's more just like holding on to vulnerability and like being down to like uh own like your softness and being in touch with your emotions. And I think it's a little bit of a role that we've played because we've been a band, like this isn't our first day being a band. And I think it's been really interesting and also amazing to see young men become more emotionally aware
Mm.
and more comfortable with their feelings and learning how to articulate them, whether that be through words, also expressing themselves through the way that they dress. Like, I'm from Oklahoma, he's from Arkansas. When we were growing up, I got called a bunch of weird names for like the things that I would wear because it was just different, And now it's cool to see high school football players with fit pages on TikTok. It's a crazy evolution that has taken place that I don't know if people recognize or not. But, all of these things that we've done in the past is to try to like push that forward, like to encourage young men to like become comfortable expressing themselves and comfortable feeling things and not trying to like suppress stuff. And whether that's me wearing a dress in a music video in 2020 or painting my nails, just trying to like push the boys in like a, in a more like a soft sense, but also like, of course, strong.
There's like, by the way, to be soft as a man is very opposite of a thing that is happening in today's society, right? Like the manosphere and this idea that like men are tough and patriotic and all these things. Dude, most like men in particular, young men, are fed an algorithm that is not soft. It's actually full of hate and divisive conversation, and
Sure.
it's not really good. It's not great.
Totally. Yeah, I think like my side of TikTok, I just see a bunch of guys in like like baggy jeans and making clothes and trying to build community within like their friend groups and exercising their like creative abilities, which is dope.
That's a good feed you got there.
Yeah, right now that's what I've got. But I totally know, like, of course, I hear what you're saying, and I know that that's true.
I think it's cool too for Paul and I. I think the softness part of it, maybe it's growing up, maybe you thought asking for help is just too soft, like you don't have what it takes. And we really leaned into that with each other. Like just the word help to another guy seems so scary to say, but us having that with each other, hey, I just kind of, can I talk to you about something? I just need help kind of figuring something out, and vice versa. And when I think about just having that kind of relationship with him, I'm like, I can't wait to do this when we're 70 because we have like a strong relationship. And so I just can't wait to see what we have kind of flourish because we want to help each other and help guide each other through hard situations because we know we kind of have a comfort in that.
To ask anybody for help in any situation should be something that is promoted and never frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's a very strong thing to do, to ask for help. Act My Age. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's go.
I like it.
It really does feel like on this record that you're reckoning with where you're at and where you're heading.
Cool.
That's art, so that's how I'm receiving it. Maybe it's, crazy, maybe not, but like it comes through on Why and Act My Age. All of my friends back home got married while I'm still going on first dates. Sometimes I wonder what I'm missing, what it means to act my age. What does it mean?
That lyric stuck out to me too. When I first heard the song, I said, yeah,
You get
I
it.
can relate.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What does it mean to act your age?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking the question.
Did you,
I
did
think,
you get an answer from making it?
No, I think like that's something that people often say in like a condescending tone, right? Act your age. Like, it's always like because you're doing something that they feel like doesn't fit within like the framework of where you're supposed to be at in life. But like where we're from, the South, like people get married like immediately. And a lot of my friends are married and divorced, maybe on a couple like marriages, and I don't know, like for me, I wanted to spend my life out of school building a foundation for my future. So it's just different than building a family. And I think that just, I think especially in this town and in maybe a few other like creative driven towns around the country, people aren't settling down as young as everyone else around them because they're choosing to maybe like chase something else for a second. And people probably feel a little confused or lost at times during their creative pursuit. And I just think that, I like that song. I'm glad that you gravitated towards that one.
It's a great record, but it's also very true.
It is.
Are you waiting for that to kind of shift? Where you
Oh, I'm
move-
okay. I'm okay with like my timeline. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
in the sense of, I refuse to like bend to like a societal norm of a timeline. I think it's ridiculous. I don't answer to.
I agree with that. There's a lot of societal norms that should go away.
Yeah.
It's fucked. Kids, college, a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot of pressure put on people.
Yeah.
Not great. Good parts.
Cool.
Definitely has some
So the boys listened to the album. That's what's up.
Thank
Oh.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, duh.
Well, we finished it last week.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm happy that y'all got to listen to it.
I had no idea it was done that
I
recently.
had no idea.
Well, it wasn't part of the plan, but I'm just like, it took us. We were really particular, and
Yeah.
we were waiting for a few like mixes to come back, and then we got it mastered. But like the songs have been written and kind of like in place, but we've been making minor little adjustments along the way.
Oh, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is very sonically soft.
Dope.
Nice.
No, yeah, it's like nail on the head. Good parts. Definitely some late 90s, early 2000s
Yeah,
production going on
yeah.
there. The keys, the vocals, the drums. Do you have reference points for that record?
Space Jam.
Sick.
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. We love like late 90s, early 2000s R&B. So I think that's some of the best music ever.
How do you make that your own? Because you don't really. I mean, I wouldn't say that you are making R&B music, but I would see. I can hear the influence there.
Mhm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a good question, but I think we've made it our own.
Totally.
Yeah, I think it's like just kind of distilling our influences and what we've listened to over the years, and choosing things that like resonate with us like truthfully and organically, and then and then also just following our instincts. We've been really big on instincts from the day, from the jump. All about just like we know, because I mean I was like classically trained for 13 years growing up in piano. Jake has taken from some of the greatest drummers in the world, went to Belmont, like, he's one of the best drummers of all time. We know what is like correct sometimes, right? We know what people would tell us to do most of the time. But even like when we started the band, we're like, well, we know what they would do, but what would we do? And I think like that's been something that we always try to keep central to our focus.
That feeling is the thing we're always after. If it's like, maybe this makes sense on paper to do it this way, but it just doesn't feel right. And so we've always leaned on our instincts, maybe like, this might be a little more elementary and sloppy to approach it this way, but it feels great. So we're going to go that way versus like, because I sometimes have to like retrain my brain to maybe step more into when I first started playing drums at 11 versus like studying it at school and like more mechanical, technical, just try to get back to that instinct and the feeling of like just playing it loose and just for the love of it. And so I feel like we always approach it like from the love of it side of it.
I mean, was this the same way you would approach like I Love You So Bad if we're going way back 10 years ago? Like, have you guys approached it the same way since then?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
What's that feeling you're looking for? Like, if you go back to those songs compared to this album, like, are you looking for the same feeling?
Yeah, it is pretty fascinating. I mean, I don't sit around and talk about it that much or think about it that much, but this is our 6th album. You know what I mean? And
That's crazy.
we've been doing it for a while, and like we're gonna like keep doing it. And I got like a lot left in the tank, and I honestly feel like rolling out this album, it feels like it's our first album. I don't know how else to say it. It's just we've been working really hard on it. We still care just as much or more than we did from day one, and that's honestly like why we're here today, because we believe in this album.
Was there anything fundamentally that you learned from I Love You So Bad that you still utilize today?
That I can sing in my falsetto.
It's a good falsetto.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I had never
Real.
done that before. So like it was my first, oh, dude, I don't know if I told the story, but that was the 3rd song I think I'd ever written once I moved to LA. And we had dropped 2 songs called Hot Lights and Walk Away. I don't know, like we were getting emails from record labels via like SoundCloud within a week. It was a really unique situation. And we got a manager pretty much from day 0. And he was like hey, there's a Swedish songwriter in town. Would you want to go try writing a song or something like that? And I was like, okay. Our manager really literally picked me up from my apartment, like he was taking me to school almost. I don't think I'd ever had a co-write. And I walked into this house in like Silver Lake, and the guy was very Swedish, like so much so that there was like a language barrier. But his name was Oscar, and so we were just messing around with chords, and we were writing in a key that I was like it wouldn't have been what I would say was in my wheelhouse, if that makes sense. Like we were just writing in a key that I hadn't sung in a bunch. So I wound up just flipping into head voice or falsetto just to make the session work, and walked out of there with just a bunch of mumbles. Like it was just like na 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 na. That's all it was. And then I went back to my apartment and like a week later, and I wrote the song like almost just in the middle of the day in a notebook and wrote it. And I remember him like kind of saying through like, broken English, like, this doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean I love you so bad? And like, because like, and I was like, no, I know. I think that's kind of like the whole point. But anyway, so yeah, it was, sorry, that was a long story about a quick question. But yeah, like that's like what I learned, I think, from that.
I think it's cool too, because I feel like one thing we love and that validated that early on that we still do is like we value restraint and space in our songs. And so like that one, there's just like a heavy like backbeat on 2 and 4 and not a ton going on in between. And we were okay with that because it just felt good. And then sometimes we want to, amplify it and do some crazy stuff. But that one was fun because I remember too, there's like a little hi-hat thing I did in the second verse. It's just like a little quirky little rhythm I do just one time. And we love like things that happen just once or twice in a song. They're just little nuggets. And so I feel like we've maintained those kind of things throughout our whole career that like give us a little spark of joy.
There is like a sonic kind of blueprint that's formed for the group from that record. And you also realize that you can co-write with someone. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it was a really it was a huge 4 hours on a random weekday in Silver Lake.
It worked out. Dude.
Yeah. I think like probably like if we were to boil down all of like life's moments up until this point, they were probably just like little stopping points of huge 4 hours along the way.
Yeah. He sent me that and I freaked out. I was so pumped.
I mean, you learn a lot. I mean, dude, that's kind of almost like your first collaboration to a certain degree.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's crazy. Gosh, what do we want to talk about next? Malibu Nights.
It's your show, big boy.
I know. There's just so much. I mean, dude, again, there's 6 albums here. You know? And you're also in love.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's coming through on the record.
Yeah.
No You Naked, so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is like, I gotta say, like, made me think about my relationship from a whole new lens. It's a good record.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. Destiny also.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's the name of your girlfriend.
Yep.
How do you share that record with her?
I have, but she didn't want to hear it till it was like finished.
Okay, so you did share it.
So I did, yeah. And so
I mean,
I thought that was kind of
last
cool.
week. So what?
Yeah.
when
Well,
and how?
we got the masters back last week, but the mix on that song particularly has been like finalized.
Yeah, he was waiting on that one to show her.
Yeah, and that was cool. That was like her idea, which I thought was cute. She's like, she's heard everything I've written since we started dating, but she heard the demo to that song. But once we went into the studio to really kind of decide what colors we were going to fill in the lines with, she's like, just maybe. So I set up a couple. It's just for us, but like I set up like a couple phones or cameras and just like played it for him, recorded it.
It's a big deal to write a song for somebody.
Yeah.
And then it's a even bigger deal to name a song after somebody.
I know. And it's like it's like an artistic song. It's not like, I don't know if it'll be the most streamed song on the album. So I was like, babe, well, I hope you like it.
It stinks that she hated it.
Yeah, it's
Terrible.
got a
We love
huge
you,
argument.
Is it freeing? What does it feel like to write from a place of love? Is it easy?
I think so. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's part of our purpose. It's part of my purpose as a songwriter to just I don't know, to kind of try to be cognizant of the seasons that I walk through in life and document them as I do. And Malibu Nights, like it's a
Yeah, like I was just singing the same song, like total opposite.
yeah, and honestly, like that's we called back to that album a lot because I think over time it's one of the best like breakup albums of all time. Like and I think it's sick, and it means that we needed to write the best love song of all time, or the best love album of all time. So, or at least try, and so that it was cool. Soft was gonna be like 9 songs too, but we went ahead and made it 10, so it's one better. And like little things like that.
What does it mean to be better? What does it mean
No,
to
I
have
don't
the
know.
best
Just
of all time?
I say that, and then I wanted to like put those words back in my mouth because I was saying, because obviously there's no such thing, but I think that ambition is there, of course, right? Like we're after like, how can we be the best? Like, how can LANY be the best LANY ever? And like, how can we push ourselves to get better, to write better songs, to, I don't know, to like grow as artists and thinkers and articulators and musicians and instrumentalists. And that was a big thing with this album. Even we worked with a guy named Tommy, who I think is one of the best. Well, he's definitely my favorite piano player, and I'm a piano player, and he's just like so good. Everything he plays, I'm like, I love that. And Jake is so good, and I was like the least qualified person in the room making this album, which was which was a cool place to be. It really pushed me. And I think that's the spirit that I'm trying to get across here, is like, not that we're trying to be do the best thing ever, but we are trying to like grow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100. I mean, yeah,
It's okay to say, right?
duh. It's a
like Malibu Nights is a great breakup album, and this is a great love album. And like, I think that was cool to kind of like be able to bring that to the table as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, if you have no desire to grow or to be challenged, then this shit's just boring. And then why are you doing it?
Yeah, I know, right? So,
and it also keeps it fresh. Like, you need to set the bar higher and higher for yourself.
yeah,
Again, 6 albums in, like,
we care.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You shouldn't be doing something if you don't care.
Yeah, we care.
I mean, being in love is definitely, probably better than being heartbroken, but do you find it easier to write about one compared to the other?
I think it's always, if you have a lot of questions, that's a good place to be as a songwriter. If you got a lot of things that you're like asking yourself or would like to ask a person, or you're confused by, I think that's always like an advantageous place to be as a songwriter, instead of being like, what am I going to write about today? You're like, well, I got 100 questions that I'm trying to find the answer. What does it mean to act my age? But I'm definitely like, I don't ever want to create chaos in my life just to create more questions.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to be in this band and also have like a healthy life and flourish as a human being, I'm going to have to figure out how to write songs like when my life isn't falling apart. And I think I proved to myself at least that I'm able to do that on this album, if that makes sense.
By the way, you can listen to the album. It's all waiting for you. It's on Amazon Music. What do you learn from playing jazz piano in nursing homes?
My guy did his research.
Digging
That's pretty
deep.
cool.
What did I learn? I learned that that's probably my easiest audience. My granny was in a nursing home basically like my whole entire life, which, is sad, but she's in a better place now. But yeah, they're there eating in the cafeteria, and me walking in as like a 12 or 13-year-old kid playing some jazz piano, they eat it up. And I just was like, they're going to pay me $35 to sit here for an hour and play. I'm taking this on the road. So
You did.
we found every assistant living center and nursing home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I went on the circuit, man. Made hundreds of dollars.
Let's go.
By the way, like, that's, you need to perform no matter what. And that
Yeah,
is a
got
special
to.
thing to bring to someone.
Yeah, it was sweet times.
Live music matters
Mm-hmm.
in any capacity. Was there ever a point where you did question continuing it or no? Is that, I mean, honestly.
Maybe Jake. Maybe
I
you
mean,
did?
in 2009,
Oh,
yeah, juicy. In 2019, we played 100 shows around the world in 6 months, so really condensed.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, and so 2019, I had been married 3 years by then, and we talk with our booking agent all the time about like pacing of a tour, where we want to go, when to get home. And I just remember we finished like 100 shows, and we finished in Hawaii, and my wife came out to visit, like it was a celebration. And the day after we played, we hung around in Hawaii for a few days. I just had a full meltdown. I just had like, it was just a breaking point for me. And I was just like, I don't know what the source of this is. And I think a lot of it was I kind of hated myself that I just agreed to leave my family for 100 shows in 6 months. Cause that's like, you go to Australia, you're back for like 3 days. Let's go to Europe.
No, you're really
Back-
gone for 6 months.
So I kind of hated myself, and I was like, how can I do this and not hate myself? And like, how's my family know that like I love them and I got them? And like I was talking about help. So I called Paul and I was like, I kind of need some help. Can we talk through this? And like, is there a way we could do this sustainably for a really, really long time? And so a lot of that is just, we talked about like, yeah, instead of when we come back from Australia, let's like have 2 or 3 weeks off before we go to the next continent. And so
super reasonable ask, by the
Yeah,
way.
balance.
yeah. And so a lot of that all led to was just conversation, which I feel like if there's ever something or tension, all we need is just to sit down and talk together. Cause like our forefront of everything is just like our love for each other and what we get to do. So we're going to listen, and then we can talk through it. And so he was just like, I got you. And so, we kind of have changed the way we tour a little bit, and spread some things out so we don't just cram it all in. And then, so that was a time for me where I was like, am I doing the right thing being out here like this?
Yeah, it is dope to go into business or even a relationship with somebody who you kind of agree on like certain fundamental principles. Because like that phrase, like opposites attract.
Totally.
And like I think my hot take is like they might, but attract what? Like to me, my life is exponentially better and more manageable because I'm in business and in a band with somebody who we kind of like see most things through a similar lens, if that makes sense. So, I feel like that's one of our strengths, is that like we're not the same person at all, and we have completely different tastes, but there's some fundamental principles that we both kind of like agree on, and it allows us to make decisions easier and like in more togetherness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In sync.
Yeah, baby.
Listen
Great
to the
band.
album, Soft. It is waiting for you. There's a link below. It's on Amazon Music. Go, 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 go. What are you thinking?
Well, whenever I listen to an album for the first time and we're going to interview someone, I just star my favorite song off the first listen.
Let's
and
go,
I
Dan.
starred Make Me Forget.
Oh,
My boy.
Let's go.
What do you love about that song, Dan?
I don't know. I'm not a lyrics guy, so like I listen to a song, I hear no lyrics. I just like listen to the song.
Just the beat.
There's
So you love the
something
drums.
I must have been that. There was something about the song that stuck out to me.
Love
Yeah,
it.
So I love
punchy.
Love just to know, like, tell me about it. Very generic, boring question, but
And I love it.
There's like 5 versions of that
Yeah,
song.
it
So
took
I'm
a second.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out where we wanted to take it. The demo was like completely different than where we landed. But
Yeah.
that was one of the songs that came back in mix. And I was like, I thought I knew what my favorite song was on the album, but it might be this one now. It was just interesting.
What changes?
So we worked like, this is cool for us at
Mhm.
least. There's a guy named Spike Stent who is, I would say, probably one of the best mix engineers
I
alive.
love you, Spike.
And we just were able to work with him on this album. He agreed to do 5 songs. Like a lot of these guys who are really like big time mix engineers or whatever, they'll do like the singles and then you can take the rest of the song
somewhere else.
Yeah. So he agreed to do 5, but we just kept sending him more. So like he would
Sick.
finish one and we're just like, we just have Rupert, our manager would just send him the next one. And he didn't stop us. And we thought like at one point he was going to be like, we've done 5. Like this is now the 6th or 7th. He just never said anything, so we just kept sending them songs.
He did the whole album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do respect that you guys are continuing on without putting your faces on album covers.
My guy.
Yeah.
Why have we gone that direction?
Man, I don't know. We tried to take a photo for the last one.
We tried it,
and,
It didn't work out too well.
it's hard, like, how do you take a photo that represents, like, accurately your most recent life's work? And I guess maybe, like, you just take a photo and it becomes significant after you take it,
Yeah.
Like, that's probably how it works, but it's so scary, and people have, like, really liked our artwork
They're
in
cool,
the
yeah.
past.
They're different. They're unique.
So when we went with the photograph as the artwork this time, it just it felt correct. And I like this photo, and I think it worked because there's no ego attached to it. It has nothing to do with like how cool or hot or like what's like it's like it was taken with like very focused purpose. Like, we are here to hold a lamb to represent our softness, and the blood on our hands represents the strength and the struggle it takes to hold on to it. Do you see what I mean?
Totally.
Like, it was easier to take that photo because we knew why we were taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah. You
Versus
had a
just
message.
like, okay, guys, run in a circle in the field,
aimless.
and
Yeah.
like hope we
No.
get something that's like a vibe.
It was a very poignant message and mission.
Yeah.
Is there any part, though, that, like, because you had some success modeling out here when you first came out here, you're like, I just want to separate myself and not try to use looks or image to sell the band as a whole?
That was totally our thing when we first started the band. Was like, we put out our first band photos were the back of our heads, which was like just a thing on like we did. And I don't know, like, actually on SoundCloud in the early days, I used a photo of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson.
I remember that.
Yeah, when they're
Mhm.
on the Dream Team, they're
Yeah,
like sitting on
yeah.
a couch, kind of just like this, laughing. And I guess like some European blogs who weren't familiar with American basketball thought we were two black guys making music, which is, great compliment.
We were honored.
And but like, yeah, it was kind of purposeful. But over time, like, it's important to just let people know who they're like. I don't know, like we've built the band off of like we want our fans to know who we are and have some sort of like point of connection.
When did you first start writing a song? How old were you?
I was probably pretty young, like, maybe in middle school, just writing some stuff.
And how old were you when you first started taking it really serious?
Probably when I started writing. Like, I always wanted to do this. This was always what I wanted to do. I had like a short period where I thought I wanted to be an orthodontist.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
Why?
well, okay, so I had a great science teacher in high school named Miss Ritchie, who actually is no longer with us.
All right.
But we called her Mama Ritchie, and truthfully, she weighed nearly 400 pounds my first year that I had her, and she was not like and she went on an insane health journey, and we called it her metamorphosis, of course. So I had biology with her and then anatomy, and she was such an amazing teacher, and I felt like I was just like learning so much about science and the body, and then she really pushed us and she scared us. Like, she had a sign in her room that said, if mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. She was one of those teachers. You could never be late. You could never be on your phone. You can never be like, you got to lock in when you're in there. But it was cool. And I was like, wait, I like medicine. I like this field. I think it's interesting. And I have braces, and my Dr. Kirkpatrick works Monday through Thursday, takes Fridays off. I think he like is a millionaire. And so I was like, I could get down with this. And I went and shadowed him for like, I was supposed to shadow him for like a week or two. I made it like 1.5 days. I was like, this isn't for me. I just had my mom come pick me up.
What was it?
I was just like, I don't know. I'm just so bored. And I don't think that this is my vibe. Like, I thought it's cool to come in here. When you have braces, you come in there like, yeah, everything looks good. Like, keep flossing, see you in 6 months. But when I was in there, I was like, man, this isn't for me.
It's different when you're looking down somebody's mouth. Hands are in there.
Yeah, man.
It's intense.
Yeah.
You really have 7 lines tattooed on your body? For
7.
this-
Oh,
for
yeah.
the 7 times you
Yeah.
opened for John Mayer.
So
Same.
does he.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's up in here.
Sick.
Yeah.
Are you
Very
hoping for
cool.
an 8th?
That'd
Hey,
be
John.
cool. Dude, he's been so good to us. That is literally the only guy I listened to growing up. And I don't really think about it too often, but man, he definitely, like, the only guy I ever listened to growing up really knows about my band and loves the stuff that we make. And when we played the Forum for the first time, like headlining it, because we played it for the first time opening for him.
I remember when you headlined. I went. It was a sick show.
Thank you.
Amazing show.
Thank you, sir. He just left a guitar in my green room to congratulate me. It was like this pink, it was like his pink guitar, and he has stationery that says John Mayer on the top, but he crossed out Mayer. I just thought, yo, I was like, wow. I just think it's really cool to see somebody embrace like the next wave. You don't see that a lot
Totally.
in music. People can be like pretty competitive and territorial, and he's just been like so just I don't know, just welcomed us with open arms. And
I gotta say too, when we opened for him, obviously we watched every second of those 7 shows, and the drummer was Steve Jordan, Hero. Bass player is Pino Palladino,
played on our
Hero,
album.
who played on 4 songs on our new record.
Wow,
So that
that's
was-
sick.
Yeah.
A dream come true. But what's crazy is the musicianship was out of this world, those 7 shows. But the biggest takeaway for me was how kind Steve, Pino, and John were to us. Like, Pino would stop us in the hall and be like, "You guys having fun?" I'm like, "Are you sure you mean to be talking to me?" And so like, he's like, "No, yeah." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And John came in our green room one day and he knew all of our names. And he knew like a joke that I had said in an interview one time. And I was just like,
brought us flowers because he knew that was like a LANY thing.
and that we were just like, it's so cool to like look up to someone and want to be like that for like openers that we have or whatever it is. It's like
Totally.
they were so
He's
kind.
the real deal.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He like shows up for talent. He embraces talent. It's really cool.
I love when he just shows up and like plays guitar for other people.
Mhm.
Sick.
It's so cool to see.
I know, and I know that he would do that, but I'm just like we're only gonna call him one time, and I just don't know like what
When's the
that
right moment?
moment. I just don't know what it's supposed to feel like inside.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to waste it on something stupid.
No, it's crazy. He's amazing.
Yes.
And I've seen him at the Troubadour, just like up there in the rafters, just watching people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Supporting
student.
people.
He remains to be a
Mhm.
student. That's like
Yeah.
a really good thing.
He's a very special person.
Jake, question: what kind of music were you making before you and Paul got together? Like, it wasn't LANY style, was it, or was it?
Yeah. Before Paul called me, I was making music with Les, who was our 3rd member.
Yeah.
And we just had like this little side project called Worlds Without the O.
Cool. Cool.
Oh,
And that was, Les worked at the mail center at Belmont, and he was my roommate. But he had all these beats that he would make, and I was like, dude, these are like some of the coolest things I've ever heard. You got to like release this stuff. And so he and I just kind of would work off of his beats, and we made that little side project. And Paul heard some of it, and he was like, what if I came to Nashville and just kind of wrote with you guys? And so Paul came, and we wrote Hot Lights and Walk Away, our first 2 songs. And then kind of was like, gave Paul a high five, like, maybe we'll see you one day if we ever come out to LA or something, not thinking anything of it. And long story short, that became LANY.
And here we are 6 albums later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go listen to the album. Soft is waiting for you. There's a link below. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you guys. Appreciate you.
Literally anytime.
Awesome.
We're
This
coming
is-
back for the next one.
You really should.
And is that your real last name?
100%.
That's really cool because you interview singers.
Yes. What are the chances?
Sang,
It's
sings.
pretty cool.
It's weird. It's a weird one. A lot of people for many years have thought it was fake, but no, it is real.
Speaking of real names, is it true that for your first show you guys tried to go as Outback Steakhouse?
Dog, where are you getting this? Where are you getting this
Wow,
information?
that's unhinged.
I love this guy.
Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. I
That was
love
the
that we
name
did
of the
that
band.
too,
That was
and it didn't
amazing.
work.
I
People were
mean-
still there. No, it honestly was so annoying because, bro, the stage fright used to be out of control. Like I mean, I'm still a little nervous. I mean, we
Oh, I
don't
get
do this
nervous.
a
I get
lot,
nervous for sure.
but yeah, that first show we didn't want anyone to be there. We just wanted to like book something
Get our reps in.
Yeah,
and just like
figure it out.
play because like yeah, we just didn't know, and we didn't have a team, we didn't have front of house, we didn't have anything. We drove down to this place by ourselves, put the gear, just whoever works at the venues running our sound. We don't have any we didn't have
Yeah.
we didn't have anything. So we kind of like It stayed that way for longer than you think, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you build musicianship that way, no?
course,
and like
of
this
course.
language within a language.
Yeah, we just didn't want anyone there to like judge us yet,
Totally.
and they were still there, so kind of it didn't work out for us.
Wow.
But yeah, we Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, let's go.
I kind of want to go there tonight. To be
You
honest,
should.
now.
Do you know? Is there one?
There's a. I mean,
There's one in Burbank.
Burbank. There's one like out in the valley.
We're Chili's guys
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
Mm.
Chili's on Ventura.
in
Yeah.
Encino.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty
Beautiful location.
Good. It is a good one. Very clean.
Beautiful
Mm.
establishment.
Yeah. Wow. Fuck. Okay.
That's good.
This was fun.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me about Outback Steakhouse, dude.
Credit them.
Thank you.
That's the original band name.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all at Outback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please come back. You good?
Yep.
Soft. Listen to it. Link below. LANY, everybody.